Namaste, Thursday evening, Cock and Bull. You will be watched by you in 2023 on the 15th of Jan, which is a Tuesday. So don't start punching your friend nearby and say, what the hell's going on? It is Thursday right now. But awkward thing that happened to me today, awkward things happen all the time. And it's happened a few times. Somebody asked me, what do you do? That's awkward on many levels. But I've realized that if you're in our kind of business, this is a very difficult thing to answer. You start feeling like a fraud when you think about what you're saying. As the words come out, you're like, oh, I'm doing podcasts and I've got this one show that nobody watches. And it just sounds wrong. And that's when I really wish, why didn't I become an investment banker? Why wasn't I not in Goldman Sachs? Why didn't I just not have a conventional, regular career so that I could have this conversation with peace? It's always a problem when people ask you the question. For the last 20 years, I don't know what to say. So I make up stories. I'm a sailor. I have a rich father. I don't do anything. Silly things like that, which is somewhat correct. But the point of the matter is, what do you say when you're in our business? So let's find out. We'll talk to three. Two have come. One hasn't turned up yet because we don't know what he does. Abijit is here with a lovely story about medicine and the medical practice and what happens behind closed doors. His documentary will reveal all. I won't tell everything. Let's see if he wants to. And Silverie also, because I think we're all somewhat in the same line. And it's a little tough to answer the question, what do you do if someone doesn't know who the hell you are? Punit Pania is missing. Will join us. We don't know exactly what happened to him. All I know is the truck hit him. And
he's trying to find out the answer to the question. What do you do? Yeah.
He is. He's gone to the same doctor as you, so I don't know if we'll ever see him again.
Yeah, he's gonna die.
So
what do you usually say, though, Cyrus? What do you usually say?
If someone doesn't know you at all, I really, I lie. But while I'm lying, if I try to say what I really do, it just sounds like either pompous or really shallow or really stupid. So I've stopped trying. It's like I can't say, I got some. Sorry?
That's because you have self-hate. I mean, you probably have some self-hate.
No, but what's the term I also have,
and that's why we feel very shy about.
Class background where basically people are educated. So deep down, I am a failure. So when they remind me of that, I go back to my family, and I'm the least educated. Frankly speaking, I am a failure. So how do I then lie about failure and say podcast? I'm the Ratan Tata of podcast. Huge name.
So do you say podcaster? Do you say comedian? Do you say host, television
you
personality?
Can't say comedian. If you just say the word comedian in India, it sounds ridiculous. With young people, it sounds great. Okay, Abhijit Ganguly, comedian. He sounds like a trendy guy. But talking to a Mr. Sharma, who's like, beta, what do you do? And he says comedian. Abhijit, he'll choke you.
I honestly say comedy. I do comedy writing. I honestly say comedy
writing. Because the writing is the emphasis.
But I don't like. And if they fetch further, then धीरे धीरे reveal करके अच्छा I'm a stand-up comic करके ऐसे आता है.
And then the inevitable Abhijit jokes now will happen. That's the other problem.
I never heard Abhijit Ganguly, young comedian ever, and I've known him for 7 years now.
Yeah, and
really?
Nice camera. Yeah.
Hi, Punit, can you please rotate your phone device?
Punit just entered the fray like Aap in Punjab. He's just come and taken over.
I tried everything, but
आपको screen rotation on करना पड़ेगा उसके लिए आपको.
अरे.
Sorry.
Punit, it feels very nice to make that right after making fun of my age and everything, you are doing a very wonderful thing.
Oh, what perfect
like universe getting back.
StreamYard is not exactly mainstream or hip or cool.
Punit, foreigners watching the show will wonder if you are really Indian. No? My lighting is horrible. You can't get your tech right from the beginning. It just doesn't look correct. Yeah.
Also, Punit, don't do this while speaking. ऐसे नीचे ही रहने दो, because that 1 second के लिए जहाँ आया था ना, it was like Darth Vader was trying to talk to us through some other dimension.
How does it sound, Antariksh? Does it sound all right? Yeah.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
It sounds
Are
like.
you sure it's connected? Are you sure the mic is connected?
Yeah.
What is this in
That's
the
the mic. That's the mic. But it's very
Ladies and
bad
gentlemen,
behaving
today
for
we
the
have a
mic.
very
That's
unique
bad.
podcast. The
That's
first
so
15
much
minutes are dedicated into what's wrong with Punit's setup. All right?
Antariksh,
Because we like to keep it real.
Can you stop getting me every time? The fourth person always has some network issues. Last time we
Oh,
were
man.
seeing up Shreyas Manohar's crotch, and now there's
God.
Pania's
It'll be
showing
the
That's
up.
amazing.
Ganguly files.
Yeah.
All your shows
Yeah,
start with
man.
the same issue, just different guest. Every single time.
Isn't that part of his act? Shreyas Manu was showing people his crotch.
That's this finish. That's the final happy ending. That's
Yeah.
how it ends the show.
It took, it took approximately 2 minutes for this show to get into something
Sexual.
cancelable.
Yeah.
Approximately.
Okay. Okay. Let's steer clear of this topic. Yes.
No, wait.
But Cyrus survived Women's Day, so there's hope.
You have no idea, Puneet. You've been on some bad ones. There've been also other bad ones because me and Silverie are on a roll. We don't realize just how we've dug our hole deeper and
Okay.
deeper. Sexism, casteism, communalism. That's easy now. That's just a walk in the park. That happens every day. Bolo, sir.
Sorry. Quickly, Puneet, the mic
Yeah.
is not connected. What yours? This mic.
It is.
So, I think your
Shouldn't
voice
have made
is
fun
coming
of
from
his
your
age,
This is
man.
what
headphones.
Puneet
No,
sounds
I think
Make
your
fun
mic.
of his age.
I think your voice is
can be
coming from your
louder.
headphones. No, I think your
Huh.
voice is coming from your headphones.
This
Can you
is
just
really
tap
low
the mic?
budget program.
Can you tap
Sir,
the mic
mic
so we
nahi
know
hai,
if
but I
it's
can be
connected or not?
loud.
I'm on a mobile phone right now. Okay, the mic is a prop.
Oh, mic is not working.
I'm
Okay.
trying to get the system going, but it is given up its will to live.
Please, any comments? Please let us know what you
Okay.
think about this setup so far. We've spent about 7 minutes. It's been wonderful. Puneet's voice is
Puneet's
clear, says Manoj
nice.
R.
As long as
Okay.
we can hear him.
Hemisha's
As long
back.
as we
Okay.
can
As
hear
well
Hemisha's
as
back.
Spider-Man.
Hemisha, we miss you, huh? You're the only female, the token female listener to the show. Never leave us. Always be there.
don't,
Please.
don't call it a token female.
But there's only one. We had one more, but she's disappeared. So we had two. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay, this sounds again
We
the
had my
conversation
mother
is sounding
sometimes,
wrong.
but she also
Okay,
stopped
okay, that's
watching the
now
show.
stop. Stop. If you're going to get personal, I'd rather talk about Abhijit's injury. Hey, just show your hand
Oh,
now to Puneet.
man, fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
Fascinating as hell.
I,
I don't know
I,
how
I
far
saw
he
it
was.
on Monday.
So,
But I
yeah.
feel very stupid about this because the weird part is every time now the injury is looking more. And
Yeah.
like I feel like, as I was just saying before, so I feel like that Aam Aadmi Party female, after some time, like she had one bandage, then she got then pretty in the next pic her whole face is covered. So for some reason, instead of getting better, it's just looking like more bandaged up. But in my defense, I just got to know yesterday that I had hairline fracture, like two hairline fractures. The doctor just told me that from the, by the way, same X-ray जो पहले किया हुआ
Can
था.
we
It's not even
rewind?
like he had new information.
Can we rewind?
But
Because
yeah,
kitna 10 din ho gaya na at least 1 week
yeah, it's
plus.
been a week.
Check,
It's
check.
been a week plus. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so in the
Oh, what
meantime,
is that?
back to the sound check. Huh? In the
Yeah.
meantime,
Man,
this
isn't
gripping
but isn't that
story.
malpractice? If he missed
Dude,
your
let him set it up. Let
injury,
him set it up. For those
Okay.
who've
अरे
not
but
followed
ये
the
यूएस
sequel.
थोड़ी है कि ऐसे यूएस थोड़ी है
I
कि मैं
know, but
सूट
कुछ
फाइल
तो
करूंगा या कुछ भी
but
क्या
कुछ
कर
तो
सकता
होगा
हूँ
यार. Some
ट्विटर
must
पे
be
थोड़ा सा
something.
रेज किया कि दिस इज जस्ट हॉरिबल ट्रीटमेंट उसमें भी 50 डॉक्टर आके गाली देके चले गए कि हाउ कैन यू जनरलाइज ऑल डॉक्टर अरे यार आदमी को अभी
Check,
पूरा
check.
But on this
ट्रीटमेंट
show,
मिला है
you should.
yeah he just I
On
got to know yesterday that I had two hairline fractures 8 days back
Puneet,
like it's,
Puneet,
Yeah. It's crazy.
Puneet, are you there?
yeah he's there he's sounding sexy as hell
He can't hear us. Puneet,
he can't
I
hear
think he
us
can't hear us. Puneet,
if you are there,
can you
react to Abhijit's
hear
story.
us?
He had the doctor first told him a ligament tear, and he walked
No, no,
around the streets of Mumbai with no problem at all. And actually, 2 weeks later, the doctor says he made a mistake. It was actually not one but two airline fractures.
Yeah.
And Puneet's
and he even
reaction
said
is,
ki, I was looking for major things we like to focus on major things but it seems and that was
Check.
fortunate
Check.
What is happening?
No, this is where my career started, Abhijit. We used
Sorry,
to do shows
Pania.
like this.
Like
In the
that
middle
bad
of
story is
ladies and gentlemen, Cyrus Brocha, then the guy will do the sound check. So you come in and say, hi guys, and the guy will come take the mic, ek minute, chuck, tuck, tuck, tuck. And you're just standing there. As you can see, Puneet is taking us back. Nostalgia. It's like karma coming back to bite him. The moment with that young remark, it looks like that young remark is exposed.
This is
Puneet and
Shreyas
my-
Manohar all over again. This is like if Shreyas Manohar was in Kandivali instead
think-
of Goa. This would have
I
been
think-
the case.
No, I think Puneet was mimicking a phone with his hands.
Puneet has been
He
muted.
was pretending to call you. He just
Yeah,
put his
because-
hands like that.
Because he keeps saying check. Producer has just muted him. You agree with
Jack. Silverie.
Man,
Chalo.
I will get shit for this, man. Okay,
course
why
you
is
will.
Puneet's voice not fine?
Who will give you the people in the chat love it? They're all saying Puneet should do the show like this. The whole
He's
show.
having a teleprompter moment. Okay,
we are
let's take-
seeing we are seeing whole of Puneet Pania's hairline, everything, which area the hair is going, which is still intact and everything. Very
I
close.
feel that was
How about now?
unnecessarily personal.
Yes, we can hear you. Hi,
Puneet,
Puneet.
ah.
Can you hear us? Ah,
Oh.
done.
Yes.
Finally,
Oh,
let's start this show again from the top. Okay.
Jesus exists. Wow.
Okay, Hemal has hit the ball out of the park. He's saying Punit is doing Man Ki Baat.
Teleprompter
yes.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abhijit was telling us about his harrowing experiences
But
with
I
his
think I've
doctors.
said it 3 times already. So I think
I'm not
yeah.
surprised that the day all the comics started
Hey,
playing
Abhijit,
football.
what is the attitude
I
here? You won't do
knew.
the fourth take? One more
I'm
time.
sorry, sir. But yeah, basically the doctor got to know without like of a X-ray जो एक हफ्ता पहले ही हुआ था. And by the way, I was fortunate yesterday when we again went to Nanavati. I'm never going there. I've heard of I'm never. But
You
yeah,
can't diss Nanavati. They're a title sponsor.
Okay.
Are they?
Shit.
Not really.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, which
You know,
hospital will sponsor our
These
show?
sponsors for podcasting. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so we went there and this was my second appointment over there after a week's time. It was a follow-up thing, and he couldn't find our X-ray. Like the X-ray, he was like, I gave it to you, and we were like, no, but you had it, you had kept it, and then the
That's the
X-ray was
doctor you
not.
can trust.
Yeah.
तेरे पास है,
And
मेरे पास है. ए, किसके
by
पास
the way,
है?
the doctor did not even remember anything about me. Like he's like, and so I had to tell him, मैं आया था एक हफ्ते पहले. Remember आपने बोला था, you cracked this joke.
He didn't
And by
ask
the way,
you. Abhijit, he didn't ask you the big question. What do you do?
Yeah.
Then what do you do?
Yeah.
Question
yeah,
come in the
he
middle.
asked me.
तो क्या बोला
And
तूने?
that was the thing. Like a week back, when I had gone for him for the first appointment, we had a very nice conversation. He seemed like a very funny guy, amazing and all. So I really liked him. And he even
The
said
first
this.
date syndrome.
So he
Yeah.
told me like he said that what do you have any busy weekend and all, and I like, yeah, I'm traveling. And like, what are you traveling? You're a writer, no? And then I had to tell him that no, I'm a stand-up comic, I'm performing shows and all. I was like,
I'm a
oh,
comedic
on.
writer.
He's
I'll
like,
watch
yeah,
your
yeah.
videos. Did he say I'll watch your
Come
videos?
on time, Puri Banchos, come on time. Because we've gone through all this. How awkward
Yeah.
it is to say comedy or comedian, फिर writer भी
I
डालना
was
पड़ेगा
there.
उसमें, फिर writer पे
I
emphasize कर लो. And
I
that's why
was
he got the
there.
Pania,
conversation.
never be the eighth act of an open mic and cracking the venue jokes. No, come on time and then do the venue jokes. Don't
I
be
was
like come
there.
after an hour and then do the.
I was referring to your statement about a comedic writer.
Oh,
Now
you were
you're being
there?
the asshole host who's been around for
Oh.
10 years.
oh,
and
this
you
was
shit
a
on the
callback,
newcomers.
Cyrus. This was a callback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a callback.
Alzheimer's. It was 3 minutes ago, yaar. 3 minutes have passed. Who can remember? Sorry.
But we
Go
don't
on.
know what you were able to hear us or not. In
Boss?
Cyrus's defense.
Puneet,
Yeah.
you were like Doordarshan for us because you were doing all kinds of things with your face and fingers and all that, boss. We were getting worried.
Panya, do you know how weird it is? I was in the middle of my, heart-shattering.
I know. And I
And
said
you
you
were-
have been the
yeah.
greatest
And
And
story
you
of
go check,
India.
check, check.
Yeah.
And in the middle of it, you're like, check. Sounds. दिल की बात कर रहा है यार.
I can't beat those moments,
Bichara,
man.
yeah, Abhijit is dying, dude, here with his hand and all. And this guy like,
Heart-
"Mike, can you guys hear me?
Heart shattering, yes. You,
Yeah.
how many cracks do you have now? 2, 3. in
So
that.
no, basically then he was
Twice
not able to
cracks, you
place the
mean, huh?
fracture. So
I
he
get
was.
it. I get
he
it. Well
told-
done. Huh?
He said, okay, you go to the imaging department and ask them to get the X-ray report. And also he was saying that, oh, you must have, you must be the last apartment. That's why I did not make my reports in your thing. I'm like, बहुत अच्छी बात है. You did not make reports.
What a
So
fantastic
maybe,
philosophy. अगर तू last है, you're not important. See, you have to understand what they're trying to say.
so
Never be
Nidhi
last.
runs over to the department, gets the X-ray report, and there it is written 2 hairline fractures, and he reads it. It seems like you have 2 hairline. Wait a second, I'll go to the imaging department again and consult. So he comes back. He's like, yeah, it seems like you have 2 hairline fractures. Actually, I was just checking for the major things and not the minor ones. So
Hey.
I didn't, it got.
Hey.
Abhijit, just think about it this way. This wasn't the worst situation, bad as it is. Imagine worse situations like a guy makes a mistake whether you're pregnant or not, or whether you have AIDS or not. I mean, that would be really, there are some really bad ones out there.
Hey, Ganguly,
Yeah, but
are
then
you
I got a
sure
lot of-
he got the same X-ray as yours? Like, are you sure it's your X-ray he's looking at?
No, it's my X-ray.
Yeah.
Abhijit Ganguly
Okay.
सब कुछ लिखा हुआ है यार. And
Okay,
वो
so
पूरा
is it
वो था.
possible that he kind of diagnosed you falsely on purpose?
Or maybe he saw the
What?
wrong hand.
What will he get
No,
out
so
of
Right
it?
basically,
hand
like-
instead of the left hand.
Doctors in
have a
hospitals
X-ray.
have some targets that they have to meet, right?
One sec. Pania's walked off again.
Mania's gone.
Yeah,
Okay, wow.
I don't know, man. This story is
And
really
one sec,
not
but
pleasing
Abhijit, one sec.
Panya.
Don't tell the story again now. Huh? This is it.
Yeah,
if, he,
no.
if he goes
No,
off
no.
with this problem, please ask him to watch
Really-
the episode at leisure later. Yeah, sorry. Please go on.
Yeah, but I don't know what he did, why he did, and what the reasons behind. But he was
Bro.
feeling very sheepishly. He was saying that no, sometimes we just focus on the major things and
Wow.
and all that. And
Wow,
Silverie,
dude.
Silverie, that's not good
Yeah.
enough. If it's your mom or your kid or something, and you'd have been livid, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
He looks like a
So,
healthy
no,
young
exactly.
man,
So
so
my
you don't
dad-
take it so seriously. What is an old
My
person?
dad is
Trust
really-
me.
Right now, my dad is really
see, if
unwell.
you
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
My
Go on.
dad is quite unwell right now. He had he had a UTI and it's like a whole thing, and he got like major fever. He had 104 fever for like multiple days. It was like very dangerous for a while. So we were like almost so we had taken him to the hospital last like 2 weeks back. We had taken him to the hospital, and the doctor had come out with saying, okay, this is the problem, and just give this one antibiotic and he'll be fine in the next week or so. That did not happen. His condition got even worse, and like way worse. Then we talked to like other family doctors who we know, like our family, like my mother is a doctor, right? So she has a lot of doctor friends. So she talked to them. They both of them stay in Delhi, and they told us, okay, no, the doctor that gave this diagnosis is wrong. Do not go back to that doctor. And if you're going to the hospital, at least do not go to that doctor and get admitted for sure. And so my mother took their advice. We gave the two new antibiotics that those two doctors said that we should start on, and now my dad is feeling better. But these doctors, I feel sometimes are like they want
It's a
to give
crime,
you
bro.
wrong diagnosis. Yeah.
It's a proper crime. Elderly
Yeah,
person.
I have
Again, with Abhijit, it's a
I have overheard in boarding area of flight, two doctors बात कर रहे हैं मेरे पीछे, और मतलब I'm on the other side, like they have seats facing this side, seats facing that side, and two doctors are talking to each other. One of them is, यार bypass तो recommend करना ही पड़ेगा ना, bypass नहीं recommend करेंगे तो hospital का पैसा कहाँ से आएगा, bypass तो देना ही पड़ेगा. I'm just like getting nervous कि just for targets.
Shit, are they talking about me? Is that what Abhijit
And I'm
is saying?
thinking, can they be more corrupt than comedy? This is ridiculous.
How did my
What's going
hand
on?
injury become a heart bypass problem? I don't understand.
This was in a flight boarding area. मतलब
Okay.
it was like flight area. तो मतलब they're just two doctors there. And weird thing is, like, dude, if you can't rant out anything, like I put it out on social Twitter page, कि, this happened with me and everything. Dude, so many people like doctors on behalf of doctors were taking offense that how can you generalize like this for doctors? अरे यार,
We're
ये
not
क्या not all
generalizing,
men behavior,
but there are
not all
doctors,
men
yeah.
वाला behavior क्यों कर रहे हो यार?
Exactly,
मतलब ये
exactly.
हाँ, मतलब
Yeah.
अरे किसी का खराब एक्सपीरियंस है तो वो वेंट तो कर ही सकता है ना थोड़ा सा, मतलब
Yeah,
और
it's
कुछ तो
like
कर नहीं
saying,
पा रहा हूँ.
it's like saying Putin is aggressive, so all Russians are aggressive. Oh, wait a minute. Puneet, listen.
I
Puneet,
smell
one second.
medicines. Yes.
I just want to interrupt you quickly because I don't want this to happen on the podcast going in the future. What I'm saying is, if one of you log out or tech issue and then you come in, Silverie was telling a slightly heartfelt story. Okay, and me and Abhijit were not sure about where it was going because his dad was not well, etc., etc. So that part we were actually well behaved. I smirked in the middle because he came online in the middle of the poignant story. But उस point पे I got distracted by Puneet coming in with his
He's
hands.
gone again.
There you go.
What is happening?
Again, I'm saying,
What is
forgive us.
wrong
I think
If you're telling a really
Cyrus
emotional story, forgive us, okay,
he
if this
just
happens.
hangs around for the setup and just to screw with us.
Goes away,
The
brother.
moment we have the final moral of the story going, is like fuck off.
It's like,
he
No, in
just
check,
thought,
check,
Parsi
check.
Nataks, they have this
This is
one guy who
cost-
comes in, the one in Nataks, maybe not just Parsi Nataks, they have this thing where one guy comes in as a one line. He's a one line walk on, makes you laugh, but it's like a segue and he goes off. He just takes a line. So Puneet is like that. He comes, we
Oh,
get a
he's
good laugh,
like-
and off he goes.
and what, he has the
Puneet,
nerve to have filter coffee in the middle of all this while we are all
He-
sweating about his network.
he's,
We're having filter
he's
coffee.
unbelievably calm.
Yeah,
It
Pania,
is filter
like,
coffee, but somehow it says the browser.
Your contribution to the podcast is it is filter coffee. 20 minutes later. That's what we got.
No.
and why is
my
the lighting now
contribution is-
changed in your room?
Because now I'm using the inbuilt webcam because the browser keeps saying StreamYard has lost connection to your webcam. Because StreamYard sucks. That's my only conclusion.
No!
Yeah,
they are
sure.
our
The StreamYard
sponsor.
sucks. The three of us are on StreamYard.
Yeah.
And yes,
StreamYard
Me
because
sucks.
and
your
900,
thing is not
and
working.
900 other episodes.
Yeah, that are other episodes, really.
Dude, don't
Wow,
tell
man.
me, Pania, that you made the filter coffee once, like the first.
In
you
the
know,
middle
when the
of my
introduction
dad dying
happened.
story?
Yeah, like
What?
Silverie,
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm telling you, you were telling
Yeah.
us a story. We were not
What the
sure
hell,
where the
dude?
story was going. Both of us were well behaved, and he came in and did some Odyssey recital for 1 minute to tell us he was there, having no idea where the conversation had gone. So,
Panya's
There are
level of no
few-
fucks given has just exceeded everything. Like just in the middle of all
Putin
this
only.
going, and
Putin Pania only.
Ah,
Pakka Putin
ah.
Pania.
ruthless
I'm
comedian.
calm. It's so rare to be calm that people distrust you. Ki, why is he not jumping up and down with anxiety like the rest of us? That's what is wrong.
Panya is the Sadguru of comics.
He's a pacifist. He's a true pacifist. Yeah.
Sadhguru मत
Yeah.
बोलो. Public
The thing
बोलता
is that
है
you're a
कि
true leftist. I think the East is wasted. You're a true left because you keep leaving.
You
But
keep
we want
lefting.
you
You keep
Stay,
leaving.
yeah, lefting from the show.
yeah.
Sorry, but we cut his story in the middle. So now you follow the advice of your pals in Delhi, and he's been treated properly.
By
Yeah.
the way, you know what,
He's-
Antariksh, if I
Yeah.
can say this, I genuinely feel this, and I mean, I know I might be wrong but this has happened by my experience 3-4 times. So again, don't
Yeah,
not all me. But
yeah. Okay.
बॉम्बे डॉक्टर्स ना थोड़े से ज्यादा मेरे को
तू
मतलब ज्यादा
communal,
ट्रस्ट नहीं हो रहा as compared to
regionalist,
Delhi doctors and
freaking
everything. Like yeah,
regionalist. That's all we can have on the show. Thank you,
Oh,
Abhijit.
come
We
on.
completed the set.
and I have a
Everything is
theory. I
there.
have a theory. I have a
Today
theory.
gonna
I
get
have a
tweets.
theory.
Everything
Today
is
gonna
there
get
now.
tweets.
Go
Thank
there.
you, Abhijit.
You
जी,
did
बहुत
generalize.
nice.
You
Mumbai
said you won't
doctors.
generalize.
Don't
And
say
then you
This
venture
from
in
the
the
kid from
diagnosis.
Gurgaon is telling us कि
Yeah.
Mumbai doctors are
Yeah.
the bad ones. दिल्ली में सब कुछ
Yeah,
होता है.
Just
Like,
dude,
because.
guys, I have a theory. I have a theory.
Oh.
See,
wait,
uh,
yeah,
and
say,
it's
say
the
your
same
theory and
theory.
then read this. Read this.
Okay, first, yeah,
YOLO,
first let's
YOLO,
read this.
YOLO Loyo says, my uncle is an MD.
YOLO,
He himself
YOLO.
says medicine is one of the most corrupt professions, especially in smaller towns and cities. It's the
But
most
that's the
corrupt.
opposite to what Abhijit is saying in the terms of
No,
Mumbai.
I'm saying Bombay compared to Delhi because Bombay का ना एक तो किराया इतना ज्यादा है सब ना किराया निकालने में ही लगे पड़े हैं. So it's
हो
like
सकता है यार.
like so
Like,
many
yeah, that's
like
possible.
my mom had cataract experience,
Wow.
like her doctor was trying to freeze out the second cataract operation
Dr.
also
Punit
then
is
and
not
there.
happy with the statement.
And
Let him
it
come
is
in.
New
Huh?
video next month. I can see it. New stand-up video. Bombay
See,
doctor versus Delhi doctors.
Doctors.
But I have a
I'll
theory.
tell
I have
you.
a theory, guys. I have a theory.
Bolo,
And
I'll
it's
tell
the
you mine
same
then.
theory. And it's the same theory. I just hope I'm able to complete the theory before Pania leaves for the fourth time. But yeah, the theory is that it's the same reason why Bombay में food भी खाना भी थोड़ा सा खराब होता है क्योंकि यार दिल्ली में ना लोग मारने लग जाते हैं अगर खराब होता है कुछ तो लाइक जैसे बॉम्बे में इसी पे अगर
So now you're
बॉम्बे
espousing the
दिल्ली
quality
में
of
डॉक्टर अगर ये
physical
सब करेगा
culture
तो
and
लोग
aggression.
मारेंगे.
You
So
understand, Silverie? He's promoting
Yeah.
aggression also now and
I'm
saying
not
that
promoting.
that
I'm saying,
he's
Yeah.
missing.
but the stakes are
He's
higher.
missing
The
his Delhi
stakes are
beatings.
higher.
Stakes are higher. Bombay doctors are funnier. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
let Punit come in
that also
now.
is true.
I,
That also is true, by the way. This
I,
my
I,
doctor, this guy, when I told him I have shows in the weekend, he went like, "Of course you have to do shows, otherwise how will I get my money if you don't earn money?" Which I laughed and because it was so funny. But after
Now
the
it's not
second
so
appointment,
funny.
I'm not. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
so
He's
funny
like, dude, he
anymore.
actually just wanted your money, man. He was actually
And look
concerned.
at it this
He
way.
wasn't just
You said
joking.
you have 2 shows on the weekend and he made sure there's 2 fractures also. We can charge
Yeah.
double immediately. Unbelievable.
But वो तो रिपोर्ट में ही आ गया ना वो तो रिपोर्ट में ही आ गया उसके बाद
वो
उसको
तो
I've
बोलना ही
been
पड़ा
hearing
वो
these
तो
rants for years, Cyrus. For years, I've been hearing Delhi is better in this, better food, better people, better cricket. But they still
they,
keep coming here to earn money. Don't fucking come in.
oh,
All of
opportunity
them.
opportunities are
chalo,
here.
Silverie.
How much?
Silverie, you and I can
Yeah.
go now. The 2 boys will take over.
Yeah.
We can take a
These
break, get some filter coffee, put your feet up,
these
Okay.
left
and hey,
I
it's
just.
Delhi versus
Okay. Bye,
Mumbai.
guys. I'm leaving.
these left people keep saying that go back to Pakistan is bad, but then keep saying go back to Delhi all the time. This is something that is not noticed among all
No,
these
but
Bombay leftists. Yes.
but that isn't that amazing? When you're in Delhi or when you're in your city, you bitch about it and moan about it. Moment you leave your old city, you sort of want to fight for its rights. I think that's a common thing with
No,
all
no,
of us. Even
I'll
I
be
hate
honest with you.
NRI
Mumbai.
I will be
syndrome.
honest. I'll
When
be
I go
honest. I
outside,
don't
I do
first.
like it.
First, I want to clear that up. No. I think a lot of things in Bombay are better. And it's very good, and Bombay is a lot of things in Bombay are better, and a lot of things in Delhi are better. But yes, food is obviously better in Delhi. And
That's without a
now,
doubt.
in my experience, I have like maybe doctors are a little less materialistic in Delhi as well.
No, you need to have
So
more
yeah,
fractures, and you have to see
yeah,
a cross current against both these cities for a long period of time to give us data. But I'll say one
yeah,
thing: Jaga is very important, space, and you
yeah,
guys have much more space in Delhi. So I think it allows people to the doctor to have a little more compassion. Because otherwise, you come to our doctors and you score at peak hour. Puneet will testify, so will Silvery. Sometimes 30, 40 guys sitting on each other's laps here, outside in the
yeah,
waiting room of the clinic of even a successful big name doctor. And you
yeah.
just feel like a loser when you're there. I hate those places. So everybody is
I've
looking sick and tired and
I've met
sad and whatever, and you're waiting like victims to meet the great doctor who will then tell you कि it's a ligament tear, and then 2 weeks later say, नहीं मैं तो देखा नहीं बराबर, you were the last patient. The lighting
Yeah.
wasn't good.
He said that
I
I
was
did not
getting late for
make
the
good
part.
report. So I had to remind him everything that I came. You said this, then I said this, then you said this because he did not make like he said that because you were last I did not make. And he's a reputed doctor. Yeah, Nanavati का मतलब hand doctor मेरे को Azim
It's
Name him,
time to
man.
say
Name
his,
him.
थोड़ा
Name
give
the
him his,
doctor.
give us the name. The people want to
Yes.
know.
I can happily give the doctor's name. Like yeah,
Oh
but
wow, you
yeah.
said it also.
Oh,
Oh,
को बदनाम किया तूने.
Bengali
That's
or?
not
Yeah.
right.
Aditya
No, I
Bengali.
don't.
Is a
No,
Bengali.
no. I don't know if he's Bengali or not,
I
but
think
I
Kashmiri.
don't.
Oh.
But is not Bengali.
Was he not Bengali? Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
we're
but
going to
yes.
get communal. We've done regionalism. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's find out which community or caste or whatever and attack that.
Not saying about the
I-
Was
community.
it Pawai much better fight?
I've met thousands of
Power is better,
doctors
power is
in my time in healthcare. I've met thousands of doctors across the
You married
country,
one.
and they're corrupt. They are corrupt. I've seen doctors taking everything from fruit juice to Thailand trips. Right?
But
And
Panya,
there
you
are
can't say these
incentives.
things in open, yeah. Because when I put up that tweet and
Uh,
I
Puneet,
put up a story, it was a vent thing. So many people, so many replies like, how can you say that about doctors? They helped us in COVID. अरे वो सब
Yeah.
ठीक है, मैं मना थोड़ी कर रहा हूँ, but मेरा
But we
अगर
just
अभी
had a
कटा है,
guy.
तो मैं अपना vent तो कर सकता
uh,
हूँ थोड़ा सा,
They,
मतलब.
But we had a
Puneet,
guy
my
just
mom is a
now.
doctor. Be careful of what you say, man. It's fine. It's
No,
fine.
but we had a
Joking.
guy
they,
exactly like Silverie whose family member is a doctor and said that they only say they are corrupt. So it's
Yeah,
not
they
like
do.
everyone's
yeah,
corrupt.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
I think in India, let's face
And
it, there's nothing
and,
that's not
and
corrupt.
it's an open secret. All the hospitals, they have targets. The beds can't go
Yeah.
vacant. Right, so it's almost like a scoreboard. No, they say नहीं बहुत खाली है, इसको डिस्चार्ज नहीं करने का, 2-3 नली
But
और
then
डाल
it,
दे साले को.
but then it's in Silver in Ganguly ji's case, it's a little opposite that happened. Na? They gave a lesser diagnosis, lesser rate, lesser everything, which commercially didn't make
No
sense.
lesser rate. What lesser rate? There
No,
was
for
no
ligament
lesser
tear
rate
it's
or nothing.
less. For double fracture it's more.
I don't know if it's the rate तो पहले से ही ले लेता है 1 घंटे का, वो बाद में बात
Sir,
ही कहाँ आती है
अभी
बाद में पेमेंट का.
Maybe
अभी तो
Abhijit
बार
just
बार
bad
जाना
because
पड़ेगा
you
ना.
recognize
You'll have to get
him.
this checked and tied up every week or 2 weeks and all that. You'll have to keep going. Ligament, you just come after 6 to 8 weeks to see if it's healed.
मतलब I guess
What if next week
like
he
he was
develops?
You'll have to do
basically.
shows every
What
day
if
for the next 7-8
I think
days.
he approached I think he approached my diagnosis like Pania approached this podcast today. Like
Yeah.
he just no fucks gave and
What do I have to do?
whatever.
Should I jump up and down? Should I look
Pania, come to
morose?
the studio.
You have to
Na.
be more
Once or
acceptable
twice.
towards Delhi people, Pania. That's what you have to do.
Abhijit, what if next week you go to back to the doctor and he tells you that no, it's not a hairline fracture. Also, it's something else entirely.
You fool me once, yeah. Fool me
Are you not
twice,
going
like
back to this doctor?
I'm never going.
To
After
Mr. Kaushik?
naming him in a podcast, obviously I'm not bloody going back to the
Yeah, I
same
think you should
doctor.
go back. You now have to find out who doesn't like him in the medical fraternity and go to them, who are very happy that
Yeah.
you badnamed him on the podcast. So
Yeah.
please send us your name if you're somebody who doesn't.
But in
grow up with
general,
you.
I'm to never going back to Nanavati only. Now I've heard such horrible
What?
things about Nanavati. I'm never going back to Nanavati. Yeah.
We can't cancel all these people. They have to cancel us. That's how it works. You're doing the wrong thing.
That's
What's going on?
Before they cancel you, you cancel them.
You
That's-
guys are
this
guys
is the
are
Delhi
ahead of the
approach.
game, bro.
Cyrus. This is the Delhi approach. Be
Delhi
cancelled
approach,
at your
yeah.
hospital, yeah. Let's cancel
But
people.
Puneet, you didn't get that bit, huh? Where he's missing the Delhi violence. That was beautifully put, very subtle.
yeah,
He's actually
yeah,
missing
yeah.
it. It's in the DNA.
लोग मारते
I'm
हैं.
not
Yeah,
too nice
yeah.
here. Huh.
Also, I have a theory. People are nicer in like people in Bombay are nicer to strangers and everything. Everybody is nicer to strangers than in Delhi.
No,
But
no.
that's not that's not necessarily a good thing. Like
Yeah, true.
I think so.
Especially if uncle is patting your head while talking to you or pulling your cheek, sometimes they get too
Okay,
much.
you're taking it a very different again
I've been
cancelable
touched
terrain.
too much by men.
but-
I don't know why. I've always felt uncomfortable. But I find
Yeah.
Delhi is, in fact, with strangers, very good, yeah. People always
Yeah.
talk. Nobody ignores you. In Mumbai, a lot of people ignore you. You even ask the time and they just don't look away. My wife the other day was walking the road. I asked her the time, looked away. So I'm saying that doesn't happen in Delhi. I've always
No,
experienced
but
that
I
with
would.
strangers, they
Cyrus,
chat.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ. That's the upper middle class over here. The working class population is
true.
much nicer in
और
Bombay.
तू working class
I have
के
never
साथ
seen.
क्या करता है? You hang out with the working class,
अभी
Abhijit?
बात
What is this
बात तो होता ही
nonsense?
रहता है सबके सभी मतलब be it in terms of rickshaw drivers or everybody is much nicer in Bombay than क्योंकि दिल्ली में थोड़ा सा मतलब वो उनको समझ में आ गया कि ये अपर मिडिल क्लास हरामी है तो उनका
On cue. Story number 6, we lose.
यार आधा
He's-
आधा सेटअप पे क्यों चला जाता है यार this is just
He's given us filter coffee and a couple of laughs, and he's just walked
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Oh,
Boss.
he's
And
still
he-
here.
and
We can still
he's-
hear
and
him.
he's always like
He's
this.
just
What
his
is
video
with
went.
the fourth person always like this in this position and you're just looking up at them like
I'm waiting for Puneet to pounce like the predator, and every time he's about to, he disappears.
I was trying to see if my webcam works.
right in the middle of the story again. Right.
Can we tell you, 30 minutes into the program, we are all convinced
Man,
nothing
we are
works.
still figuring out Puneet's
Yeah, there's no.
tech.
The experiment is failed.
Silverie, can we
Yeah.
just move on to news articles? No,
Yeah,
I'm
can we
just,
just
I'm not
can
even
we just take a
talking.
break and come back with
I
news?
have,
Because you have
I have one question. One question before the break.
Please.
After your hand heals, will you go back to the football or not?
I'm never going back to football. It's a very injury-prone sport. I have to start something
Yes.
else. I want to plan. I want to start playing squash, but the problem is every squash court here has like membership and all, and 16 lakh costs and everything. So that's the only reason I love squash as a sport. But I have to
Yeah.
find something else. Football
But you
is
can
just
do
too
reciprocal.
injury-prone.
Do you have a club membership in Delhi?
डीडीए स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स वो ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं यहाँ पे डीडीए स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स दिल्ली में सस्ता सुंदर टिकाऊ ब्लडी बेस्ट 50 रुपए में स्क्वॉश खेलते हो यार वहाँ पे आई मीन एटलीस्ट 5
Per
साल
day?
पहले तो Or like for every visit, yeah, you just give 50 rupees and you can play as much.
You just come with me. You can play. I won't even charge you.
Where?
What is the problem? And
What?
boss, South Bombay में सब कुछ हो सकता है. But first you say Bombay is better than Delhi 3 times in 4 languages. Okay,
That's what Bombay people always say. Bombay people always say कि Bombay has so much infrastructure. आजा 40 किलोमीटर दूर. चलिए, Bombay has very good chicken rolls. Come here to this place. अरे मैं 25 किलोमीटर दूर जो chicken roll खाने के लिए और 40 किलोमीटर दूर. I mean थोड़ा पास में भी तो. But no, the fact that you're offering that invite, I should be nice enough, and that's very sweet. But yes, let's talk.
because
Let's take this
I'm
off.
telling you, see, Mumbaikars, we promise, but we don't really want you to come. You have to understand the whole conversation. We are not generous. There, North India is much more generous. They will be very happy to see you. Come, Abhijit, play squash. It'll all be good that way. So there, I have to accept defeat there completely, because if you really turn up, my family members all look at each other. Ye kaun hai? What's going on? Who's this guy?
We have seen him in quarter of a screen. We have
Yeah.
this. Then can you go a
No,
little
no.
far
और
right
ये
now?
तेरी ID card ये है ना. This heels you're screwed. You are not the guy. Show this everywhere you go. Falconry.
Yeah.
So before we go into a break, somebody's already mentioned 30 minutes. We only had personal conversation and tech issues.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, correct. That's all you had.
Topic के पहले
Can we
break आ
quickly
गया.
do one issue at least, and let's just do one line from each person so that we don't feel shitty about ourselves.
But
Okay.
let's the first line go to Punit for safety. Huh?
Yeah. For sure.
Okay. Yeah. Before he shuts off.
Yeah.
So if we want to talk about something quickly, let's just tease a topic and then come back with that topic. The tease is we're going to talk about Punjab elections. AAP won by a landslide, and that was pretty impressive.
Silverie,
for
I've
AAP,
been telling
second
Amit this. We should not give any fresh news off the ground,
How
because
is
our
this?
news is already stale. So only a person who's a complete moron is going to be like, what are you saying? Up
Yeah,
on Punjab.
that's true.
And what kind of
And
a
it's worth-
tease was this? I think you just
Yeah, I
said it
know.
out.
I just
Like,
said
it was hardly
yeah.
a tease.
I was just thinking, what
at
does I
all.
say? What happened in
It's a-
Punjab? We'll find out after this break.
Abhijit, it's a tease for Congress. That's what he's trying to
Yeah,
say.
correct.
He's,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
being mean.
It's very Congress.
Yeah, I thought like Antariksh really does not get the concept of tease.
Tease.
Like, I'll tease you a little bit, and he just
By the way,
slaps the
Punit has
person.
not
That's
spoken
a
and he
very
may
approach.
disappear. So let
Yeah.
Punit speak, please. Punit
Last
bhai,
year, when I was on my first and last Punjab,
you're going
tour,
back 1 year for this conversation now.
there was an offer to get Bhagwat Mann on my Beyond the Laugh series on my channel.
joking.
And I was like, yeah. Someone
You
I
said
knew
no to
knew
that?
him. I didn't say no. I said I'm not sure how comfortable it will be. And now he's going to be
Why?
probably CM. And
But why would
Yes.
it not be comfortable?
You went for Jasprit instead, huh? You thought same demographic. You went for Jasprit instead.
Ganguly is on a very tight leash now. Huh? Silverie, he's made inroads into all areas of danger for us. Huh. Bolo sir, you problem kya tha? Why didn't you put him on the show?
the series was still new at that time, and I thought that no, he does completely Punjabi comedy. And
So you
I
look
did
down
not
on him.
see
Let's get to the point. You look down on his art.
No, no. No, he's not a Delhi comic. I don't look down on him. It's just that
Today I'm genuinely laughing. This is so much fun. The little bit of Bolo Ganguly, ek haath to bacha hai.
I'm gonna be the more magnanimous person, and let's just let it be. Somebody has to rise above all this pettiness.
for
and
a
somebody has
change.
to-
Also,
I'm
you're
gonna
a
be like-
hybrid now, boss, because you're Kamawing in Mumbai and you were born in Delhi, sort of thing. So you
And
are
also,
Yeah,
I'm
all the
Bengali.
Mumbai in
Like Shahrukh.
Mumbai.
I'm Bengali.
Virat
I'm
Kohli.
also
You're like a
Bengali. Yeah.
Let's not get into that. Then you're just a citizen of the world.
Then my wife's Gujarati, so yeah. So that's also.
तेरे को पद्मश्री चाहिए अभी for all this collective work. But I still want to
Sometimes-
know. So you look down on him. As in you didn't think he was of standard. What is it?
I did not look down on it. I just thought that
Awkward.
we will not be able to connect.
Awkward.
Yeah, awkward. Yeah, we may not be able to connect language and otherwise.
By the way,
Too late
Puneet,
now.
we've had Kajol on and all that, and a couple of other girls and all. Huh? And the names that keep propping up, Puneet. We want Puneet. We
No,
want to be on
that's
Puneet's
not. Kajol again clarified again yesterday that she
Huh?
does not have a problem with Puneet. So
She
let's
has
not bring
what?
it up again. She does not have a
Kajol has
problem
what?
with Puneet.
Abhijit, there
She
are
does not
three
have a problem.
prominent entrepreneur comedians. Okay, number one Puneet, and number two Akash, and number three Silverie as well. Although now he's very busy with us, so it's less. These three have to answer the female question. Are women well represented? Now, this is not a comedy question; it's a question of representation. And
Yeah.
this question we have put forward, and we have got some very honest answers. And I have protected Puneet and Akash as much as I could, but Silverie was hammered by her yesterday. I mean, it was very close to like a Bombay Delhi moment.
Kajol
It
does
was
not like Puneet.
No,
no.
she likes Puneet.
Kajol
It's
says she
fine. Yeah.
likes Puneet, but now
She
I
has a
think
problem with
Silverie is
Silverie.
the pet hate. Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
but it's also
All
the
right.
shirt he was wearing.
Yeah, that was it.
50%, yeah.
I don't
the
have a
thing.
problem with Kajol.
She does not exactly. No problem with Puneet, man. That's what I'm saying. She's cool.
Dude, I'm telling you, all our
Let's go to
viewers
the
are
Thank
break.
dating
you.
other
I think this
people.
is a good
Thank
point to
you.
go to the break. This is time for the
Thank
break.
you.
We haven't done a
Thank
break
you.
for a long time.
Yes. Okay.
My
Break.
Kajol,
Break.
God.
did you by any chance catch what Cyrus said that he will ask of other female podcasters or anybody coming up in the last podcast with Shreyas? It was something very weird. He said, if you remember Silvery, do you care to mention that?
I don't remember right now what he said.
When
I was
Naveen was
very
showing
late.
his thigh, and then
Oh, the
somebody
leg
else
raise.
was,
Oh
The leg
no,
raise.
no,
yeah,
yes,
something
the
very
Silvery, that
weird.
day
the
when
willingness.
Kajal was on,
So
The
Silvery
willingness.
was
wrong.
only going to ask a ma'am,
So wrong.
coffee, tea, AC come
Yeah.
karo. Those are the questions. He was not going
Yeah.
anywhere else. I actually saw a little fear
Okay.
in Silvery's eyes, so we changed the topic. Although Kajal was not being rude or mean or anything, but for some reason,
Yeah, yeah.
why did you panic?
I don't know. I felt.
I,
I don't know. I started feeling defensive for some reason. I don't know.
and
Dude, you
the
Yeah,
poor
realize
it
when
thing,
wasn't a
Pania
good look for
goes,
me.
and
when
Silvery
Pania
hasn't
leaves
done a show
suddenly,
for 2 months.
That last time I went away on purpose. Okay, that last one time I did it on purpose, but
dude, when
otherwise,
you leave, by the way, and then you go ha 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 ha, that the symbol in your thing also goes like this. So it actually
Yeah.
looks like it's
Yeah.
laughing. Like
And
you have
Puneet,
ha
I'm
ha,
all
ha, and that is also going
Puneet,
on.
I'm all for voice modulation, but you talk and go up and down. It sounds like a harmonium, being played at different parts, and the sound we can hear a little bit, then it goes further away, then it comes back. Is it possible to keep you in front of the mic? Okay, whatever you want. Just move the mic off. Hello, sound check.
Wow, this suddenly felt
Cyrus,
like
can
I
you
just
just
got very close to Puneet.
The show goes
okay.
back to where it started. Sound check, check, check.
yeah?
One, two, one,
By
two.
the way, have we just skipped the break or are we
Can
doing
we
the
just go to the
break at
break,
all?
Cyrus? We need to go to the
Now,
break.
audience is screaming, break, break,
Yeah.
shut the show. Vinay, let's break. Okay, we're taking a break. Puri, make sure everything's okay. In 30 seconds, we're back. Here's our lovely break.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On this round is on me. Gauri has a conversation on building a sustainable luxury travel ecosystem with entrepreneur Jaisal Singh. On the Wire Talks, Siddharth asks American philosopher Jason Stanley to decode his book, How Fascism Works, The Politics of Us and Them. On The Longest Constitution, Priya explains the concept of invisible work and how Javed Akhtar and the copyright law are connected. On Postcards from Nowhere, Utsav tells us an interesting story that connects West Indies cricket, jackals, and Mariamman temples. And on All Things Policy, the Takshashila folk look into the Ukraine-Russia conflict and its associated geopolitics. So, on a personal note, I wanted to let you all know that this week marks the 7th anniversary since I started IVM. I'm eternally grateful to the team we have here, especially Kavita Rajwade and Tejas Sringarpure, who have been here since the beginning. They've seen the struggles, our eventual acquisition by Pratilipi, and our continued struggles to make podcasting a large and thriving part of the media industry. We have the best hosts in the world, and I have to say that I'm so glad and so grateful that they have chosen to work with us. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to you, the millions of folks who have heard or watched our content. All I can say is, you ain't seen nothing yet. I hope you join us as we continue this journey. In the meanwhile, do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Also, don't forget to rate us on any platform you're listening to. You can also check us out on YouTube. To get a list of all of our channels, you can go to ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, where you can go to all the channels. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance, Bank of Baroda, Max Life Insurance, India Water Portal, and HDFC Life Insurance. Thank you so much for making this possible.
You know you're on a successful venture when you're endorsing your own product in the break. You know that. You feel very safe completely. Yeah.
YouTube.
But I was
But
actually looking out at the sponsor list, by the way, कि नानावती तो नहीं है. Like,
अब तो नहीं है था
नहीं, नहीं.
अभिजीत
Yeah.
gone
We had to
gone
remove
like
during
this.
just before the break. They
very,
did point out.
very tongue-in-cheek of Amit Doshi, Amit to say this that you ain't seen anything yet because yes, it's an audio podcast, so mostly people have not. Yeah,
That's true.
So
And secondly, luckily our standards are very low, so he is right. We can only
yeah.
go up from here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Firstly, one guest never. Every time we lose one guest, that's very minimal. What are you doing, Silvery? You're
I'm
all
just switching
effing
on
around on
lights.
the
I
show.
realized it was suddenly too dark for me.
You know,
And,
nothing
insulted.
irritates Amit more than technical
Insulted.
changes in between. You know
no,
that.
no,
This
this
just
is
drives
fine.
them
Lights
nuts.
are fine. Lights are fine.
It's
It's
not
just
disco
sound tech
Cyrus, I
issues.
think Silverie is very safe with respect to what all has gone with Puneet. I think nobody's going to even
That's true.
notice
Today,
Silverie's
Puneet
one
is
like
man of the match. We're all safe.
Okay,
We can
okay.
do what we want from
Let's
here.
get into the first topic then.
I thought you want to
Punjab.
argue about Jackal. He's saying Jackal. Is it Jackal or Jackal? Let's go to Puneet. Puneet, is it Jackal or Jackal?
No, it depends on what you're saying. I don't know jack all. Like I don't know jack shit. I think that's a
Good
term.
work, attorney at
Ah.
law.
Yeah. It's like otherwise jackal. Otherwise the animal is jackal.
I was
Even
worried
in
you're going to
Ganguly,
jerk
it is
all,
Jackal
which is a totally different thing. Huh.
Have you read that book by Frederick Forsyth? Day of Jackal. That's a
Yeah, Day
Bengali
of the
man
Jackal.
saying
Day
it.
of the
Yeah.
Jackal. Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
The
Day
day
of
of
the
the
Jackal.
jackpot.
Very
I'll tell
good.
you who the
Yeah.
killer is. Huh.
Yeah, we have read it. There's no like who the killer is. It's just a assassin trying to kill
Assassin, correct.
Bigol.
Have you seen
Yeah.
the
Stop
Delhi
showing off, you
stand-up
bloody
show,
Bengali.
Cyrus?
Stop showing off that you remember your books better than us. How dare you be so mean? Age. Your fracture will heal
Have
now.
you seen the
Get fractured
Delhi
in 10
stand-up
years.
comedy special, Cyrus? It's called Jackal the Madi.
I'm-
I think at the end of the show, he's calling up Dr. congratulating him.
yeah. Pania, I think Pania is related to Dr. Yeah.
Chinmay Singh Puneet's laugh is like laugh tracks in TV shows. It is slightly.
Yeah.
He's got that like.
Someone else has said that Puneet's laugh is like
Well,
Arnab's laugh when Yogi Adityanath lifted him.
Well, that's because
Baba Ramdev. Sorry, Adityanath. I said. Oh shit. Baba Ramdev. Baba Ramdev.
Edo
At least
Hitler
somebody
They
laugh-
have similar choices in clothes, so I'll forgive
Yeah.
you. But the look
Yeah.
is very different.
That's
Look
true. That's
you
true.
can't mistake.
Yeah.
Well, his
Okay.
laugh is
I mean, we
very
are two
distinct
of
because
them.
at least somebody has to laugh in his shows, no? So yeah.
Yeah. Somebody.
Oh,
number of
Silverie,
times
abandon the
I've
topics. We're in the middle of a
number of
beautiful war.
times I started an applause break in Ganguly's show from the back as producer to save his ass. He's lost count.
What? You okay, next time. Okay, this is getting
Don't stop.
now.
Don't
Getting
stop.
personal. What? Suddenly got
It's
personal.
lovely.
Yeah.
You're changing the
Yeah.
dynamic of our show. I love it. Our show needs to evolve.
I
Come
don't,
on.
Oh,
yeah, I
guys,
don't want to.
wow.
Yeah.
It's
Wow,
a
man.
roast. It's basically a roast. Go for it.
I just handed
No,
a-
Puneet. No,
I'm-
Puneet.
I'm-
Abhijit starts laughter in your shows.
it's very juvenile to be going
In a way,
ahead
it's
with this.
Puneet's shows because he's the producer and it's an all male
Yeah.
cast.
Yeah.
As
correct.
Kajal will
So Puneet,
tell
you're
us,
starting
right?
laughter in your own shows.
It's a part of the job. So many
Yeah.
of our shows. And
Correct. We want
actually,
that. Correct.
I was there in Kamra shoot. No, then he put out a
And don't say
special.
such mean things. Yes, Puneet. Next thing I'll have to do is rely on other comedians' interview to get my career going.
Oh, burn. I'm enjoying the show a lot. Boys, don't stop. Don't stop.
Do you mean the series on which you're not
And
part of
it's
yet?
always. And by the way, Pania will always get the comedians he disses the most. He will say this person sucks, this person sucks, and then he will get this comedian because they have got million views. So yeah.
So, Kajal,
As a
if you're
Oh,
producer,
that's
you
why you're
don't
working with
discriminate.
Munawar. Oh, sorry. I get it. Sorry, I'm joking.
Now that's why he's regretting he didn't get Bhagwat Mann, by the way. Now that he is here.
But now the worry is when he goes to perform in Chandigarh, if Bhagwat Mann comes there and remembers him, then what? Bro, be careful.
Nobody
People who
remembers
come-
Puneet.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Pania.
Now this is a Delhi versus
war,
Mumbai
man.
battle is on.
Yeah.
But I
How long do you
like
be
that
nice,
he
yaar?
at
How
least,
long do you be nice? One time you have
at
to
least
give
he
it back.
tried to be magnanimous for a while. I like
Yeah.
the attempt. Yeah.
The three blows, the three, unreciprocated, these Bombay people, they
He's
don't get
born
it.
and bred in Delhi. He's more aggressive by nature. He's explained to you he restrained himself because of the Mumbai touch. But then because you wouldn't stop, he decided I can't take enough and he had enough and he started. But would you guys want to continue? We don't mind. Me and Silverie are having a great time. Silverie is already
Al-
doing something
Always,
else.
always. Especially
Yes.
Delhi guy trying to diss you in English is hilarious. So
Oh,
I'm all
shoot.
for it.
The Frederick Forsyth himself. What is
Yeah.
the Day of the Jackal? He remembers
Yeah.
the story.
No, Jackal the Madi.
The
that's for
elitist,
sure.
the elitist mentality is why you sell no tickets.
Go hitting a Sindhi about commerce where it hurts the most. Horrible.
No, it's-
Horrible.
no,
Very
why-
good.
Wait.
Cyrus in,
Are you
will have
talking to
to
me?
keep being a-
Because I also sell no tickets.
in Delhi, Cyrus, if you
But
pass
we have
10th
not been
standard in
doing
English,
comedy for
you're
12
elitist.
years. Yeah.
Well, yours, that's true.
What in Delhi?
Well,
he
yours-
passed
you
the
shouldn't-
standard English? Let him finish the joke,
shouldn't have
yeah, guys.
revealed that. It shouldn't have
What?
revealed
In
that, dude.
In Delhi, just say I didn't hear it. In
I think
Delhi,
he said
you
in
passed 10
Delhi-
standard.
I don't know.
Puneet,
he's
finish the
just-
joke.
I said you shouldn't have admitted that you're doing it for 12 years. It's embarrassing now.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I said about you, by the way.
Yeah.
6
Wow,
years.
you guys are talking to each other, right?
I love the fact that Pania cracks his own jokes and then starts laughing. Like, who needs an audience when you have that covered?
I like the comment from
Okay, guys,
somebody
let's move
inside who said,
on.
"Ticket pe
I
mat
think
ja."
Let's just
I think before we say things that cannot be taken back, let's move on.
And we were worried
Come
about
on,
Kajal getting angry with the other comedians. Now it looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're losing our
This is
panels every time.
yeah. What is all this
Shruti,
drama between
we
our
got more
panelists?
girls watching. If you
Yeah.
guys abuse each other, more women watch. That increases the market
Shruti,
for us.
yes.
Please
First
continue,
time we get a
continue.
new woman.
See, I tried to be a
Keep
nice
going,
guy.
keep going.
I tried to be a nice guy, and I was like, let's move on and
Yeah.
everything. But like 3, 4, unreciprocated. Eventually, as
And
I said,
he abused Delhi, so I understand your pain.
I
Because deep
tried
down
to
you
be a nice guy. One more stand-up special from Delhi. I tried to be a nice guy.
okay, Punit's
every,
firing
e-
on.
every time I'm trying to move on. Yeah.
Guys,
but-
can we please get into a topic? We are
And
getting
there's a
endless
very
messages.
obvious one out there, but I just have to refrain from cracking.
No,
that.
don't restrain. Get it out of your system, yeah. It's like
I
diarrhea.
mean, now that you
Don't
said
feel
it, now that you
pain.
said it, you have to say it.
You
Yeah.
must.
Just because you earn your money from Mumbai doesn't mean you have to hold back. Go for it.
Somebody has to be the bigger guy, as I said before, also. But then I could not.
Abhijit,
But
last.
yeah,
Then we'll stop. Then he's got topics. We're running out of time. Come fast.
No, that's
तू मत
not
बोल
nice.
ये धमकी देने के बाद करना पड़ेगा यार. What is
अरे
this?
चलो ना टॉपिक को एक तो टॉपिक बात करते हैं
हाँ,
यार. There is
please,
audience waiting
please.
for it. Yes.
प्रार्थना करते हैं हम. Let's get to a topic.
Wait, they want to know the winner, and the winner of the roast is after the show's over. Come on.
Aap won Punjab. Yeah, they were the winners.
At least some comedian won today.
No. What we are learning is that at the end of the day, whether you all are fighting or not, he and Silverie and I should not do comedy. That's for sure. I like how Silverie still asking, "Can we please?" Yeah. Silverie,
Well,
are you upset
sir.
again?
no, I'm not at all.
Look at
I've
his
not done
stares
anything
from
wrong.
Nidhi,
in
by the
Punjab.
way. Nidhi is looking at me angrily, like,
Oh,
why are you
shit.
fighting and all.
That's not
Yeah.
Nidhi. That's Punit. Sorry.
Fortunately, it does not look anything like Punit.
Okay. Just a joke. Just guys, calm down. Let's go to the topics.
Relax,
Topics.
Okay. We teased this topic before the break. AAP has won Punjab elections. The other elections like UP and Andhra, BJP have retained their power there. But AAP in a landslide victory have taken over from Congress to get Punjab for the first time ever. This is their second state after Delhi, which is again pretty cool for
So let's talk to the
a party
Delhi
which
boys
was
on
just
this one.
founded.
I think the
It's a
bigger
Delhi
news is that a comedian has become a chief minister, guys. I think that's the bigger news.
Well, you're a professional comedian in that sense, but there are many comedians who are chief ministers and leaders in the world. So I
Zelensky.
mean, yeah.
And
No, not
Zelensky,
just,
and
those are
yeah, it's a,
professionals. Those are professionals. I'm saying non-professionals, but they're
yeah,
very funny.
but professional comedians become adding, all those things to their
A
career.
professional
It's
comedian
amazing.
who could have been part of the roster of Punit Pania playing tonight somewhere in a street in Mumbai, but unfortunately made the wrong turn and now has to handle Punjab for the next 35 years, bichara. But any comments about AAP? His point is, Abhijit, come on, tell us. You're a Delhi guy at the end of the day, at least you were. It started as a great party. It was a party everybody, middle class India almost took to it and said, this is the party for us. And then it sort of disappeared and became Delhi centric. You think there's a chance that with the spread to Punjab, some input in Goa, that they can actually become a national party and be that front to challenge BJP at some point?
See, at least it's good for Aam Aadmi Party that they have power somewhere else, because Delhi, obviously, you are kind of handicapped with a lot of things going into the power of government and everything. So you
Correct.
actually, you have the state, but you don't really also. So this is the first time. This is at least you'll get to see them, work in effect over there. But I've had a lot of hopes before from a lot of people and been disappointed. Then so
Like
let's
Punit.
just see how it goes. Let's just see how it
Punit,
goes.
he's taking a dig at you.
Yeah, I did not take a day. Cyrus, do you really think right now inciting is required? I think we
No.
crossed inciting like 15 minutes back. Now we have one. There's been like Sam, Dan, Dhan, Ved, everything. Like,
Coming back to the Aam Aadmi,
I'm
I'm
sorry,
just thinking.
Pania. I said Sam, Dam, Dhan, Ved. It was Hindi. I don't know if I did something wrong over there.
Oh. Okay, trying to stay with the topic. Guys, we're under a lot of pressure here but this is beautiful. I want to keep the essence of the chemistry that we have. Punit, coming back to the whole idea, people always thought that Kejriwal will usher in Even Anna Hazare, God bless him.
I like,
Uh,
I like that. Right now, at these awkward moments, please like the stream if you're
Subscribe to the channel.
they love it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Please do,
But
yes,
did you
please
ever
do,
think?
guys.
Do you ever think he could start like a revolution where suddenly this party gets, once Punjab goes to AAP, then perhaps the next time Goa or one of the other states, suddenly they get 5, 6 states. Then they become a really serious player. So do you think that's
It's,
possible? Because
it's
he did have that appeal, being an
it's
IIT guy, etc.
possible, but it'll take like decades, like, because every state that you win, you need to have presence in every constituency, and you need to be the biggest gunda there. Let's take it a- as it is.
Which
Like,
they are not.
the biggest. They're not. The biggest gunda wins in this country. That's why it took Janta Party and now BJP these many decades to become this big party. Because Congress had everything, and now they made inroads over
They had
decades. So
to
for
recruit the gundas from Congress, is what you're saying.
yeah, it's all gundas. At the local level, you see who wins. No? Like
But
even
that's a little
Lakshmipur
cynical,
Siri,
no? For educated India who may like the Aam Aadmi Party as an option, as a third or proper option, as a party where they sort of relate to, you don't think there's ever going to be like a movement where a lot of.
educated India has to vote first. No, they go away to
That's also
Mathiran
true,
when it's election day.
especially from
How many
Punjab.
of them are there? Yes. Yeah, or they go to Shimla if they're in Chandigarh. So they don't vote
Fair
and they
enough.
don't have the numbers. So it'll take a
I don't
long
want to
time, but
ask.
it's still
Sorry,
it's
I don't want to ask.
heartening. It's,
I don't want
it's
to ask
great
Abhijit
that
to
they won
come.
this. Yeah, sorry.
I'm saying I don't want Abhijit to counter because it always goes in the wrong direction. So we won't be able to stick to AAP
No, I agree
as
with
an
what you're
AAP,
saying.
as an AAP. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to say anything, Abhijit, otherwise we can go to the next one.
Yeah, next one. All right, let's just go. Next one is Sreesanth announces his retirement from all forms of cheating. Sorry, all forms of cricket. And so yeah, he's retired now. So congrats, guys. I don't know.
He's
Yeah, but
already
this
been
is the
on Big
party.
Boss, right? Already been on Big Boss.
Yeah, yeah. He's been on Jalak on 2, 3 things.
Yeah.
He's been on a few things.
Kuch baki nahi
realities.
hai abhi.
No, but
Yeah.
I want to just say one thing. You guys are being very mean. Mr. Abhijit Ganguly is a cricket sports connoisseur. He was a fantastic outswing bowler. There's no question about that. He was an absolutely
Absolutely great.
Yeah,
God-gifted athlete.
South
And it's
Africa
so
innings,
sad.
South Africa innings.
There you go. I mean,
Oh,
there you
wow.
go.
Yeah,
Really.
that was amazing.
Really, he may have, okay, Bumrah's turned up, but he may have been the bowler of the generation up to the birth of Bumrah for me. And then, I feel really sad. They used to do this to us also at MTV. People would try to bribe us to come and work for
Hmm.
Channel V and all that. And often I did do it. I did it. I don't care. I just said, what the hell? Yeah, paisa de karega. Why not? I wonder what
Okay.
would happen to comedians if I do a honey trap. A hot chick comes, 5-star hotel, then suddenly, would you be able to say this joke for me? And even though you're left, the joke is very like pro-right, and you put it in because she was really hot. Would you do it? Would you compromise Abhijit Ganguly?
I don't even know where this is going.
I'm just trying to stop you fighting because after the point,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
going to get fired by other
No, we
people
have,
saying
we have stopped fighting. Okay, in slight wo, I mean, just I think like last weekend only, we were part of this bunch of 5, 6 comics also, and we were like all having drinking and everything, and we were dissing each other. Somebody for Bombay and Delhi. So this is more of a continuation of that. This is not
Yeah,
real fight.
we are not
This is just
fighting,
casual-
Cyrus.
casual
Yeah.
We
banterish.
can't
Yeah,
take
yeah,
a
yeah.
joke.
This is
Yeah,
how they
yeah,
show
yeah.
love. Yeah.
What?
he's saying we can't take a joke. This is not fighting. Okay.
If we
Fair
can't
enough.
take a joke, then we got nothing to
Exactly.
stand
Yeah,
on.
yeah. This is
True.
a casual banter which is just continued from Lakshmi Bar to today's podcast. I'm just even giving
Lakshmi
out
Bar,
the places
Mumbai,
now.
where you drink now.
Yeah.
Let
Oh,
me just
yeah,
point out.
yeah.
And will you be
It's a reunion.
congratulating Bhagwat? Will you send him a message or something, Puneet? You think he'll remember you? He will remember you.
Yeah. No. We didn't approach him only because I said maybe next time when I'm here. So, but we must congratulate him
You didn't
anyway.
interact with him on the phone or a text.
No. My
I
friend was
asked
going to do it for me.
I asked Bhagwant Mann a very tough question once in a lovely professional university thing was going. I had a show over there, and before me, the speaker was Bhagwant Mann trying to say something and all. And I asked him, and this was like a week after Umar Khalid, there was a shooting attempt at Umar Khalid. So I asked him
Yeah.
about it. Ki why haven't you guys said anything? Because people on social media, we guys like say something and we get big pats for it. So why hasn't anybody? And he started just saying anything like Modi ji kab achhe din aane, like that's the whole comedy routine. No, when in doubt, go for rhymes. So
Yeah.
something. So
Gali
he just
gali
said
mein
that
shor
and
hai. Central
some
government chore hai.
stuff like
What's
that.
that? That's lovely.
And
You
all
have a
that. Yeah,
prepared rhyme. I think it's a
yeah,
fabulous. It's a great tool you've given us today. Keep the rhyme
yeah.
prepared. Just pin the name in the middle. The rhyme format A, B, C, D, whatever is there, ready, good to
I
go.
think
Neem ka
elections are won
patta.
on the basis of who comes up with better rhymes.
Yeah.
Like like half
Yeah,
of this
yeah.
is was
Ab ki
अच्छे दिन
baar.
आने वाले or
Yeah,
something. Ab ki baar Modi
yeah.
Sarkar and all that. Rhymes work, man. Rhymes work.
What should
That's
be the
true.
rhyme for our podcast? Hmm? Out of luck, what the fuck? I don't know.
Wow, you came up with it. नीम का पत्ता का. For people who know the second line that has to come, that is hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right.
We get
Shall
to the
we?
Silverie,
emails
can
or
we
one more
try?
topic?
Silverie, can we do all the topics just one line each? Can we try that for a change?
Oh,
All the topics
okay.
one line.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
rapid fire.
Let's quickly do this. Correct.
Abhijit, let's do
I'll
it
have fun.
one line.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
So the MCC,
Podcast uncle
which is the
bugger. Yeah. Sorry.
the MCC, which is the body that makes the laws of cricket,
Melbourne
have
Cricket
announced.
Club. Huh.
Yes, what Cyrus said. Marylebone. What?
चल,
Marylebone.
जाने दो पॉय जी जाने दो आगे जाओ.
Okay,
You don't have
okay.
time.
Marlboro,
They announced
Marlboro cricket.
Marlboro Cricket Club. Okay, got
Cricket
it.
Club.
All right. So the FCC have announced 9 new changes to cricket laws, and some of them are quite interesting. Like you can't use your saliva
saliva on
to
the
polish
ball.
the ball anymore. Your sweat is still
But you
fine.
can use sweat.
Yeah, sweat is still
You can
fine.
use your body sweat and you can put saliva. Punit, one line.
I think COVID has taken one more victim. I like the thuk wala thing. Now you can't do it. It's because of COVID, I'm
It's-
sure.
Yeah, it's like
No, I think it's very important for the cricketer who's least important in the team. It gives him something to do. He's that fielder you throw the ball to and he goes thak. वो bowling नहीं आता, batting नहीं आता, fielding भी बराबर नहीं
Yeah.
आता, but he can do the thuk and he can do a lot of acting with the rubbing and
Yeah.
workmanship and all that and then pass the ball. Looks like the mehnat only comes from him. You notice that they always have one guy who actually does the rubbing. It's like one designated guy always.
Yeah, always. That's the
Also,
thing,
one
because
more-
if multiple people start rubbing, then they rub on the other. I mean, sounds
There is an
weird.
orgy.
Rub on the
There is
other.
an orgy.
everyone's on the same
Right.
ball.
This is
Ball
not
is
cricket,
beach
it's
way.
different
Everyone's like,
sport.
rub karo. Everyone's like starting in a circle.
Oh, good
You know how
point,
to
Tarun
rub in the
Kaushik.
same ball.
Silverie, Tarun saying, what if he's crying? Can he use tears? That's a
Someone's
great
crying,
point.
Can use tears.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they can
that's-
use sweat. They can use
Possible.
sweat.
They can use
Yeah.
sweat. So tears should be allowed. Yeah. Urine is urine
Somewhere
allowed?
there's-
Guys, I don't know.
Why would you
Urine-
piss
I
on a
don't know.
ball, bro?
I don't know.
can be
It's just-
allowed.
You need liquid, right? That's what. I
No, but
don't
it's
know.
uric acid, no? This would they do disfigure the ball in some way. You can make it smaller,
Oh,
bigger.
wow.
They don't want the ball.
I didn't think of that. Wow.
See, the
wow.
reason we're
Sand-
giving is that. That's the
I'm
reason why
impressed.
peeing is not allowed. Oh.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, yeah. Sandpaper is allowed. Yes, yes. For sure, sandpaper is allowed. I'm 100% sure.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Next topic.
That's a tongue-in-cheek
No, no,
point.
one more-
Silverie,
one more
you got
rule.
that.
One more rule from here, which is very interesting. The new rule
The
is
striker
the catch rule, the cotton ball rule, which is that.
Damn sake, look at the gutter.
Not cotton
We have
ball,
taken the
bro.
show
What is
too.
not
Gary
cotton ball,
Pereira is
bro? It's
asking
Kendall
rubbing
catching
balls.
the ball.
Interesting.
It's the when you get rubbing balls seems interesting. Not okay. When you when someone
Shall I
gets
do it?
Yes,
When the
please,
ball is
Cyrus,
in the
Cyrus.
air, normally
you.
when
Yes.
it's high in the air, the striker and the non-striker make cross. Then there's an argument about if they cross, then who is on strike when the new batsman comes in. They are saying,
Yeah.
forget all that. If the ball goes in the air and there's a catch, whoever was the batsman who got out, he's replaced by the guy who comes in. That's it. No question of running between. And Abhijit and I offline were discussing this in our gully cricket days. The greatest fun was ki cross hua, cross nahi hua. Fights used to break out on the
Yeah.
streets of Malabar Hill, Gujarati versus Marwari, Parsi versus Punjabi. We used to go berserk. People were like, I mean, our fighting was basically you poke your finger to the chest and might touch, but it was quite bad for the day. Now in Delhi,
so I-
let me tell you, Abhijit, when fighting breaks out in a cricket match, Silverie
We
has
suddenly
ruined cricket.
we suddenly changed the game to baseball. So yeah.
Right, I tried really hard to explain that rule. Okay,
Oh.
moving on to the next topic.
But if we can just talk about
Yeah,
that,
talk about
yes,
it.
please.
Yeah.
we don't have to just cover just say out the news. This is but I think it's a horrible change, man.
Thanks for telling us. We really screwed
Okay.
up this show. This show's our announcements. It's
Antariksh,
just
come on, man.
announcements.
Let us
Our
at
train is leaving
discuss a
platform
little
17
bit,
in
no.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Go on,
No,
go
But
on.
I think it's a horrible change, man. Like seriously, why would they want to change this? Why fix something that's not broken?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This feels
And a little
like-
bit of
yeah.
argument. See, this kind of controversy doesn't hurt so much. It does hurt in the sense that, in a T20 match, you want the better batsman on strike, blah, blah, blah. So those are the reasons I'm thinking they had in mind. But I like what you're saying, the romance of cricket, the idea that it's a possibility, this or that. And we're always worried when the ball is in the air, ki have they crossed or not, because the
And
team you're supporting,
Yeah.
the benefit
also,
will.
habitually, if batsmen have played that way all their lives, it will be suddenly weird to not keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Because you
because
habitually, one of the major things was
when you're
trying
batting
to
with a
cross so that the
tailender, I
person.
remember
Yeah.
when Sreesanth and I were batting for India, I would always tell him, don't cross, because I don't want him to take strike, whatever happens, that kind of situation. Antariksh on
All
the
right.
topic
Next
marathon.
one.
Topic marathon. Yes, next
All
one.
right. Next one. This is again very interesting. So you don't think about these things when war breaks out, right? But during the Russia-Ukraine war, it turns out that all our alcohol prices will go up because of that, because of
Yeah.
barley costs going up. Basically,
I'm glad you kept this
Ukraine
for
and
the end.
Russia.
It would have been very
Yeah.
painful to begin with this. We would have had trouble getting over this topic. Good, towards the end we kept it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Lakshmi
barley.
bar band ho jayega.
Yeah. Russia and Ukraine are basically huge exporters of barley and huge producers of barley in the world. To the extent that Ukraine gave 18% of the barley production in the world in the year 2022 up till now. So that's a very huge chunk. Because of that, the trade channel of barley has been affected due to the war, and because of which all our
Can't they
alcohol
replace
prices
barley and
are
alcohol
so
with something else?
no,
The
it's one of the
barley
main key
product.
ingredients for alcohol is barley.
Let me talk to
For-
Punit. Punit is a bootlegger. Let me get the actual truth. Punit, can we use anything else?
Beer gets affected, but then you can always have vodka. Although that's also Russia, but still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
That's also Russia.
What a
Yeah,
stupid, what a stupid choice to give us, Punit. Hey, don't worry, you can have vodka.
Well,
Oh,
yes,
1 minute.
give more business to Russia, why don't you?
That's what they're most famous for.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like,
अब दिल्ली का हाथ आ गया. चलो, go for it.
Yes.
इतना मेरे को एजुकेशन एंड ऑल के टॉन्ट्स के बाद तू ये बोला हाँ कि रशिया
You don't know your
vodka का
दारू,
Russian
बेटा.
link, हाँ, ये
ABCD.
भी एस्टैब्लिश किया और
Yeah,
ये तो
outside
मालूम
this is
था
not part of syllabus in school where alcohol comes from, but
अरे,
largely
the
it is
day they
beer. You
taught
can
it,
go for others.
the day they were teaching alcohol, it was a dry day. Now you know our country. You think Ukraine and Russia have dry days? I mean, I wonder if any other country has dry day concept. I think dry day concept is third
Yeah.
world. Why would you have?
Yeah.
Because you celebrate
Pakistan
with
has dry
alcohol.
days. All days
No,
are dry days.
That's all here. That's different.
Yes,
They,
correct. Oh,
that's a different
sorry.
concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly we're getting BJP support. They're calling up a
Yeah.
good podcast, yaar. दो jokes
Yeah,
left.
right-wing
Punit
podcast.
Pania. Change, man.
Kangna
Change,
wants to
man.
come as a guest now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
And you put Yogi and Baba Ramdev. You mistook both of them, but both from the same sort of side.
Yeah, that's fine. They were both. But do you think who minds being mistaken for the other? Baba Ramdev minds being mistaken for Yogi, or Yogi minds being mistaken for Baba? Or
But why
is it
would they be
fine?
mistaken like the hairstyles and the facial
If
hair?
you're-
I don't know
if you're
if it
completely
ever happens.
blinded-
Like me right now. I haven't been mistaken. I just wrongly said the wrong.
You were
person's
mistaken
name.
for Ranbir Kapoor.
Yeah, it
yourself.
happens. I get it all the time. I am
You had
Ranbir
to
Kapoor.
be-
There's
What?
a lot of difference between you and Ranbir Kapoor, but two people who are
We are not-
still even farther apart are Baba
Is
Ramdev
Yogi and
Yogi
Baba
Adityanath. So seriously, it's I can't understand how can any person mistake like ऐसे
No,
बस
just
नीचे
the
देखते
name,
हैं
man.
सिर्फ।
Just
It's
I was
just the
thinking
Baba
of
Yogi
the
thing,
Baba
yeah.
only.
No, but
but,
I
I
get
said
what
the
he's
Yogi
saying.
name.
The basic linen wear is somewhat
Yeah.
similar. The basic
It's that
less is
They're
more
both
fashion sense
yogis
जो
and
है,
Babas in a
वो
way.
similar है.
Yeah.
I understand that point a little bit. And then, of course, is stereotyping your Babas and Yogis together. There's a huge difference
Yeah.
between Babas and Yogis. Let me tell
Are
you.
they, is it? I do not.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of this.
I call my son
I
Baba.
don't know.
For example, I never call him Yogi. Unless his name is Yogesh. Then that would make sense.
Bengali in Bengali father is called Baba only. So yeah.
See this country? मेरा बेटा सबका father है उधर. You see how
Father
confusing this
Ramdev.
country is? People can't travel this country in peace.
But
without
Father
vodka
Ramdev
from
तो
Russia.
Christian हो गए. वो तो that तो नहीं
Okay,
हो
we'll
सकता.
stop. Now stop. Okay. We're just going to get
Yeah. Okay. Let's
into
go.
this bloody rabbit hole and we just plunge and I don't know what to do. We need
All right.
parachutes and seat belts.
ये
and
बीरा
things like
बीरा
that.
बीरा बीरा का तो इंडियन प्रोड्यूसर ही होगा ना बार्ले का प्रोड्यूसर
Yeah,
बीरा तो
yeah.
Yeah.
India
So
में
a lot of
होगा, हाँ,
Indian.
so I don't care.
Yeah. But apparently, so a lot of our Indian local domestic alcohol producers, they use Indian barley for this. But apparently, the
Make
rates
in
of barley
India.
internationally going up will also
So we
increase
can make
our
money.
Indian local
We
barley
can
rates.
sell
Yeah,
Indian
no,
barley
export.
to the rest of the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
We could to some
Let's go.
extent.
So this
But
war is
the
good news for
rates
India.
increasing there will increase rates in India also, because we will be
What a
like,
great
it shouldn't be
choice of statesmanship to
too
abstain
much of a
from voting
discrepancy,
against the Russian invasion.
Yeah.
Now we are going to all be millionaires. That's
This was all
stroke
for
of
Make
genius.
in India. It was all for Make in India purpose, guys. It was
There
all
you
for Make
go.
in India.
Commerce first.
Yeah.
I always believe that. Punit, please salute.
Capitalism.
Yeah. Silverie is alcohol expert.
Alcohol
Oh. Okay.
Silverie,
And
why they
final
after
topic,
you?
if you want to discuss one more,
Yeah.
final topic is basically Flipkart on Women's Day. No,
Ah.
started putting out these SMSs. Start going to like those telemarketing SMSs, right? An SMS of theirs got a lot of flack on social media. Basically, the message was it's a like TM Flipkart is the sender of the message, and it says, "Dear customer, this Women's Day, let's celebrate you. Get kitchen appliances from rupees 299. Shop at Flipkart now." Okay, so it's terrible. It's terrible. Okay, and they have gotten
Don't
so much
laugh.
shit on this on social media. They've apologized also since, because it's like the loose assumption is that they're implying that women should be in the kitchen. That kind of that
That's
stereotype that
I
has
mean,
existed for years and
that's
years.
funny. Come on, guys, that's funny.
Yeah,
At
that
least.
is
Yeah,
that's
we can
funny
say
for
that.
sure.
That's funny.
1
But
minute.
Flipkart didn't see it as
So
that. No, they saw it as a marketing opportunity.
1 minute, 1
And I thought
minute.
this was a way to
Aisha,
go
get
about
out of the kitchen. It's very stereotype. Women, they are all the time cooking and cleaning. Bartan dholo. Very stereotype. You can't hear me, huh, Abhijit? My wife, the bartan will be on my head. My head will be inside the kitchen sink, and you will only see
Ordered by
my
the
left
same
leg.
Flipkart discount, by the way.
Yes,
You know,
that we will
same
get.
one.
Yes, that we will get. We will claim that for sure.
Yeah.
But how do they,
So
But
these big guys with all the kind of power they have in terms of marketing and sales, and these are huge guys who they hire once you become a Flipkart or whatever. How do they make a basic
yeah,
mistake? I understand they're trying to
that's
be
a very
funny,
very
and that's
simple
a
mistake.
very
Yeah.
it's an intelligent sort of trying to be
I
funny and
I'm
dangerous
not sure they're
place to
trying to
be.
be
But
funny. Just that there's
they're
so
not.
many
They're not.
offers going. Yeah, there's so many offers going on. They just outsource it to random agencies who have interns who are depressed and they write anything, and then there are deadlines, and then you
Or
get this
some
shit on
guy
your
who
phone.
wrote it, his girl just left him
but
very anti-woman for 5 minutes.
by
Yeah.
like how are they supposed to feel if okay India में चलो 10% woke जनता है to who are gonna make noise about this, but 90% messages आके अरे सच में डिस्काउंट मिल रहा है अगर उनके सेल्स बढ़ गए, so
Fair
how
enough.
are they gonna approach it next time कि अब करना है कि नहीं करना है क्योंकि सेल तो बढ़े थे
Yes,
काफी.
increase the
So
discount. Keep the stereotype. Increase the discount. Yeah.
Oh man.
Keep
Yeah.
the
social
stereotype,
media.
increase the discount. Wow, this is like MBA gyan. But
Yeah.
remember
So
last year or
You
the year
don't need a
before that in
yogi or
the
a baba.
lockdown,
You have us.
yeah,
the
Punit, sorry, you
similar
were saying?
thing happened. Similar thing happened in the lockdown, no, when there was an ad by Kent where they were having a roti maker device, and they said that no, your maid comes in and then it is not clean anymore. It's COVID times, hence you should use a machine. And then even that got called out for being classist because
Yeah,
they were implying
that's
that the
extremely bad.
maid will bring in the infection.
Yeah, they know it's the manservant. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Great.
That's the last one. Please, it's all tongue in cheek. Tongue in cheek. We
The
don't mean
last
anything.
group, Cyrus, who's not against you right now is men on the
Yes,
internet.
yes. Labor class men on the internet was our last tribe. What have we done? Flipkart, can you help us? Give them something.
Yes, we
Some
are
discount.
done with topics.
Okay,
All right,
are
There
we
is
done?
let's
a
get
there's
to
a
the AMAs
movement,
finally.
Cyrus, on online. There's a movement called MGTOW, men going their own way. And this
Oh,
is a
alright.
group of men, yeah, who just has said that the dating game sucks. It's loaded, and we are giving up. We are not chasing women anymore. And then they're working on their self, and then they share those things. कि आज मैं 4 push-up मारा ऐसा, and they are going their own way.
ये सिग्मा मेल नहीं है क्या?
चार
Is this
push-up.
system called
I
सिग्मा मेल?
yeah, I think so. So they're going their own way. Not
Every
like
time I
this is a
learn
shopping
something
center.
new, like पिछली बार situation relationship बोला था, इस बार ये मेरे को
हाँ.
सिग्मा मेल तक पता था. Like but ये men going their own way, I don't know if it's a further branch out of sigma
I
mail
thought
or what.
it's more like me trying to find
MG.
Alibag. Men going their own way. I mean, you got it's so painful getting that one turn.
What does
I'm
this
under so
mean?
much
But men
pressure.
going their own way, like I mean,
Like we don't
Masturbation.
need a life partner.
Masturbation.
We are
Masturbation.
we
It's
we
an
are
ad for
going their own
masturbation.
way.
yeah, Cyrus
Yeah.
is basically
Masturbation,
yeah,
right.
like
There, feral mind. See how all of
Nath
us have the same
Jagannath.
lowbrow humor. It all comes
Yes.
together. You can be a cheap comedian. Just stay on our show.
yes,
Not you guys.
yes.
I mean, people listening. This guys has been wonderful. The way we traded punches. At the end of the day, you all agree to abuse Flipkart instead. So it's all good. Great.
Yeah, thanks
AMA to
Flipkart
Silverie. When are you
for
starting
finally
Yes,
AMA?
starting
giving us a
AMAs.
common enemy and giving us a common.
Let's do it
focal
now,
point.
guys. Yeah. All right. AMAs. The first one comes in from Amit Pandya. He says, yeah, very very interesting comment. He says, at Leelavati Hospital, where my father was hospitalized, a new nurse mistook the moisture absorbing sachet in an empty bottle as medicine and almost fed my father the silica modules after cutting it. So yeah, people make mistakes also. Hopefully that was a
Well,
mistake.
the good news, can I, and don't abuse us in comments, it was a new nurse. Sometimes
Yeah.
the nurses are rather not young.
How
So,
does
I mean,
that
at least
help?
that was going.
Or maybe there were
Bro,
kide makode in the
Cyrus,
dad's
how does
stomach,
it
and she
like?
was like,
It's
"Okay, I'll help
fine
out."
if a
bro,
new nurse is
you
like, how
clutch
is the
straws.
difference?
You're in hospital, you're in pain, things are not going your way. At least something went your way, visually or whatever. I totally, I'm just trying to look at it from a positive point of view without being sexist
You got
and
that group
failing.
back. The men going.
I got
You got that group back suddenly. That
I
group
got
is
the
again in support of Cyrus. Yeah.
she was nurse in the wrong
Oh,
studio.
fellow,
Okay.
dude, you were basically doing that to what you were, afraid Pania would do to Silverie. You did that with that guy. That guy is giving a heartfelt story about his father on
Yeah, I know,
in
I know.
Punjab. Like, at
No,
least
but
he
but
got
it's all
some
good
visual
now. He's
entertainment,
told the
boy.
story in the past tense. It's all good now. It didn't happen, right? She didn't actually give it, so it's all good. That's why I took
Yeah.
the chance. Thoda sensitive. You Delhi guys, you have to understand. We Mumbai guys are very sensitive. Am I right, Puneet? Fair to say?
Yeah, I have a joke where I say that no, women prefer Mumbai to Delhi because Mumbai is safer, and I tell them that's only because our roads are not good. तो हमको लेट हो रहा है काम पे जाने के लिए. You give us better roads, we'll be just as bad as men anywhere in the country. It's just that Delhi has good roads. They have time to do all this bullshit.
Yeah.
But that's true. Delhi has very. I don't know why you left Delhi, Abhijit. The roads are better, the houses are better, the meat is better,
Sir,
the milk is
career,
better.
sir, as Pania pointed out earlier, career opportunities, sir. So like, yeah, it's where that's how civilization goes. No,
Let me
everybody
tell
always
you,
goes towards that.
in Chandigarh, if you
Now
stay in
I'm just
Punjab,
waiting.
you can
Now I'm
become
just
chief
waiting for you
minister.
to get me that squash membership. I'm just waiting for
Membership
it.
nahi
Yeah.
milega, sir. I have to
Once-
sign you in and I have to pay for you a small fee. But
That's
I'll do
not
that from the
happening.
goodness of my heart. But you abuse Puneet for 5 more minutes. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karan Sethi
Episode
asks.
2 of Abhijit Punit Pania would be in Lakshmi Bar.
Hey, you guys, you don't understand what you have done. You're screwed up the show because now when y'all are together, everyone in the comment is going to say, when are they going to start fighting? And if you don't say something, we're going to get screwed.
Yeah.
Think
We'll
about
figure
it.
something out. We'll figure
नेक्स्ट
something
Promise
टाइम
you
थोड़ा
won't be
नेक्स्ट
friends.
टाइम थोड़ा
Promise.
इम्प्रॉम्प्टू की जगह लिख के भी लाएंगे अच्छा अच्छा इंसाइट्स
So,
कैसे अंडर
And
प्रिपेयर्ड तो ना लगे क्वालिटी तो
Silvery,
होना चाहिए एटलीस्ट
Silvery. Next time they
Yeah.
come on, you ask them whatever you want, but they'll just be abusing each other. So it'll be like, you heard about the guy who landed on the moon? Arey, Delhi
Yeah.
guys are all choots. The whole thing had no connection. No connection.
Yeah.
Chalo, shall we
And-
do the last one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And last one, no, we're just on one. Yeah, there are so many AMAs. We have like
7:15, Papa.
I know,
Abhijit has to go to
but
the doctor.
we have a lot of
A real
AMAs,
one.
and yeah, people are still watching us.
Doctor
So
again.
let's. All right, Karan Sethi asks, does this mean Navjot Singh Sidhu will go back to Kapil Sharma show and cricket commentary / punditry?
looks like
No.
or he'll join some other party
Switch
just
parties.
like he's
Yeah,
any-
just switch party. You keep going till you come back to the old one.
yeah
all
I think
good.
he'll eventually join BJP only
But here's a story. That whole drama cost everybody in Punjab except AAP.
so much
Because all the old players got screwed because of the stupid
Yep.
soap opera, and Navjot Singh Sidhu was at the center of that. I mean, look
Yep.
back, the public people think public are stupid. Public is not really stupid. Public after sometimes says, please, you guys are bakwas, and that's it. So Congress suffered, Amarinder's new party suffered, and BJP suffered.
BJP
And then
suffered,
quietly, AAP got the benefit. Not quietly, but I mean, he's not quiet. Although
And
muffler nahi hai
Amrinder
aajkal.
lost himself also. Amrinder lost himself also.
Can you believe
yeah
it?
yeah all of Chani also lost right that guy
Yeah.
yeah all of them lost
And
So
who lost today? Puneet or Abhijit? Send your comments now. We have 1 minute left in the show.
I love how Cyrus is trying to milk it so badly.
Bro, these
He's just
podcasts
not
are so
letting it go,
boring.
bro. He's like,
Puneet, Abhijit, they're so boring, these podcasts for us. We're doing it every day. Now, today, you give us some blood, some drama. Silvery's, look at, I've never seen Silvery smile so much. He was being murdered by Kajal the other day, and it was all over the place, and now he's so happy.
and
He's like,
mind
I
you,
hate my family.
we managed this like after 15 to 20 minutes of the podcast was lost due to technical issues. Still, we managed. Like, look at the
वो भी
commitment.
गाली है, huh? I like
That
your
is-
style. That's a passive
that is-
abuse. I like
somebody
it.
wanted
That
to-
is a common
yes.
thing about Delhi and Bombay both. Like, we both represent the commitment
Oh,
of both the cities. Yes.
come together in the end.
The real winner is OML.
That's a sad point when the best punch has been from a comment. No, like the best
Yeah.
punch. Yeah.
Best punch. The only punches.
Yeah.
Thank God for our audience. Abhijit, what do you pay
Yeah,
attention
yeah.
to the show? Watch it later. Yeah, they're very funny.
Okay.
Silvery,
The
I'll do
audience know what OML is,
yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, a lot of our audience
अच्छा.
would know. Yeah.
यानी
Look,
comics ही
they
देख
have to
रहे हैं यानी.
explain. OML,
But if those who are wondering, OML
Only
is
much
the agency that
longer,
manages a lot of the biggest comedians in India. Abhijit is one of them. Puneet, are you also OML? You're not OML.
no,
No,
Puneet is his own
OML
man.
is part of the secret service that runs the entire world, and part of it is in comedy, of which Abhijit is one part. So,
Yes.
I'm very sure Pania has reduced the punch effect a little bit because he was trying to be nice right now. Because uska this is the nicest sentence about
No, no,
OML
no, no,
that
no.
Pania has ever
Abhijit,
said.
I picked it up. My experience, I picked it up. What he was trying to say is he wants to abuse OML even more than he wants to abuse you. That's the difference. His hatred for
No,
OML is
it just
more.
sounded nicer because it was in English. That's all.
Oh, क्यों यार? कहो ना प्यार है.
Keeping with
Only
the
money
theme.
laundering.
Only money laundering. Oh.
Abhi, you're managed by OML, no? Is it true?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is it true?
It's true.
ऐसे
Yes,
affair
it's
थोड़ी
not-
No, no, about the money laundering.
क्या
About the
अफवाहें
money
फैला रहे हो मेरे
laundering.
बारे में?
Is it true? Like we have heard these rumors about this.
Silverie, how come you don't have OML?
Man,
you
I'm
also?
nowhere close to being big enough, man, for representation.
He has a
I don't
car
need
collection.
Just
He
go
does
to the
not
next
need
one.
But if
OML.
you're big enough, why do you need
Yeah.
OML?
Yeah, he has
See,
a
that's
car
the funny
collection.
thing. If they're
They are
really
able-
good,
no.
they should be to help you when you're not big enough. If you're big enough, why do you need them? You just
That's
don't make any
the
sense.
problem with agency and management anyway.
Screw
That's
OML.
the
I'll start my own
historical-
OML. Punit, you are now in charge. Okay, make sure that we have laughter club in the morning.
That's already
Uske
there,
baad-
Cyrus. You are late for it. That there's already chalta hai. Like that's
Oh, it's
that's
done
already
already.
Yeah.
there.
Damn
It's
it.
already
Chalta hai.
done.
Chalta hai,
Yeah.
acha. Silverie, are you with Chalta hai at least?
I've done some shows with them, very less, but
No,
it'll
I'm
happen,
putting
it'll
him back into depression. Sorry,
Yeah.
Silverie. Let's go back. To...
Let's go.
Pania will have to do a chalta hai show right now just to clear the air that we don't hate each other. Just to clear that up, we'll have to do at least 3-4 chalta hai
Pania
shows.
saying he
That
doesn't.
reminds
Pania's
me,
point
dude.
is-
I had to send you the payment from last few shows. Why don't you give me the
Oh,
details?
that's
You
right.
abuse him. You Punit, how sharam ki baat hai? I can't. You don't pay him, and yet you abuse. I mean, boss, there's ethics. There's got to be some standard. I mean, you owe him
He
money, and
doesn't
you're
need
still
the-
abusing him.
I'll be
He
fair
should be
to
abusing
Pania.
you.
He's
I mean, this doesn't
fair
make
with the
sense.
payment. That's my bad. I have not given the invoice. I'll be there.
Okay, now stop. Now you're
Credibility
sounding
पे
like two
नहीं
lovers.
जाते.
Two lovers. We want you to go back to fighting. Silverie, you have to end the program. Last
Okay,
one.
okay. Yes,
Last,
quickly.
last,
So
okay.
three very similar questions. So I will kind of read all three of them. Karan Sethi says, with comedians getting success in politics all across, Zelensky in Ukraine, Beppe Grillo in Italy, and Mann in Punjab, will other comedians also go into politics, and how successful will they be? Also, another one is, do you think politicians will now be kinder to comedians to avoid more people stealing their jobs?
In fact, they'll have a blacklist of comedians they hate growing up. I would think that there'll be a very petty issue about those people you couldn't stand or took away work from you, etc. Panya ji, would you join a party?
Also, one more, one more is for Anup
Yeah.
from Anup Jepu asks, now that stand-up comedians will be CM, now stand-up comedian will be CM, when will Punit Panya contest elections and become a very big gunda as well?
He's doing push-ups on
no.
stage, by the way. Already, he's
Yeah,
preparing
Oh
for
wow,
that.
he's
Yeah.
preparing, yeah.
No, you have to be cold-hearted to become I don't know about Zelensky and the Italian guy, but in India, to be in politics and to be successful, you have to be cold-hearted. You can't survive.
I'm feeling so relieved that you did not say you have to be a Delhi comic, because I was like expecting it that you will say it. Like, I'm like, ये आएगा पक्का बेइज्जती
I
आ रही
always
है,
thought
Delhi
that
कुछ आ
one
रहा है.
got into politics for the most noble reason of all, which is that girls find you attractive. That's what I thought would be the reason anyone would get into politics. But now, obviously, there seems to be other reasons. Punit
Girls
Panya
find
looks like a
politicians-
politician.
Girls find politicians attractive.
Namaste.
That's what
Oh,
they
wow.
told me. Though.
Is that what they say?
They told me
Which
you
girl was
get into
this?
politics, you have power, and chicks love you. That's the thing.
I
But then I don't know
think
if it's true.
this just sounds something like only we men will say about girls को ये पसंद है. It just
Yeah,
sounds
ये
like
काम-
one of those things.
डॉक्टर क्यों
that
नहीं
we
बनाया?
men confidently say that women like this. Yeah, it just
This
sounds
is the
But
like,
then,
profession.
for the record, people like who's the Delhi BJP guy? He also is like a Vyangyakar himself, and then that poet who was in AAP and now he's not in AAP. Who is that guy? Yeah, the poet.
हास्य सम्मेलन वाला
हाँ, so
So
there
those
are
are
those
artists. Comedian is a little different because you're doing satire on politics, etc., from that point of view. So,
These
so
people
Punit,
also
if you
used
come,
to-
because your act is very much that. So that would be very interesting if you come and now, after putting your money where your mouth is, like a film critic who becomes a filmmaker. It's like that. Could
I
you do it?
can't even win an election in Kandivali East, Cyrus, because Govinda has 1 year in the past, so you can know the constituency we are a part of. It's hopeless.
What a legacy. Govinda was
No,
once
but
the leader of Kandivali.
I had just put out this also on a video only on bloody some reel, but that the fact that these politicians should stop taking up these positions, because every time one politician becomes a CM, somebody is then leading the war against Putin, they puts pressure on us. because our family is looking at us that what are you doing with your life, like bloody writing
Correct.
jokes and everything. So please, already we have a lot of these go-getter personality politicians doing blogs, every podcasts and everything and all that, which is already creating a lot of pressure on us. We like to take our life easy. कि एक joke लिखा फिर 5 दिन सो गए आराम से. So please stop all this beer biceps behavior.
Don't
of,
raise the bar.
going and
Don't
achieving
raise
the
the bar.
world. Yeah,
You're right.
please
You're
don't
absolutely
do
right.
all this.
Zelensky
Yeah,
has
these politicians should stop
caused a
being
lot of
self.
complexes.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Fair enough. It's a very good point for us to end this evening. And there's peace for those listening between Punit and Abhijit. There's no hard feelings unless,
I
I
will
mean, if
send
they
the
want to
invoice.
say one last word each, I suppose there's no need to stop them. Some sort
I
of
love Puneet. It's
visual
okay.
gag,
He's a
which
nice guy. But I'm telling you, next episode of this Punit Abhijit thing will continue in Lakshmi Bharat. So yeah,
Don't
and
Lakshmi
this
Bar
time
Powai, you
Punit,
said.
Yeah.
Lakshmi Bar
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Powai.
Powai, of course.
Lakshmi
Only
yeah,
next.
of course,
fans.
Powai.
Lakshmi next.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that veg
all are
restaurant?
welcome.
Lakshmi
All
next.
are
Yeah,
Yeah,
veg
Lakshmi
rest-
next,
pure,
yeah.
Oh,
pure
yeah,
veg.
opposite IIT. I
And
know,
not
I
the
know.
ground floor, by
Yeah.
the way, the first floor,
Yeah.
not the family
Oh,
section. The
expensive
first
wala.
floor.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
No, the
Punit
less
must be
expensive,
10
cheap wala.
Oh, like this. Oh, cheap wala. Okay.
Punit is
The family
10%
section is
equity
2 idiots.
holder in Lakshmi Bar.
In Lakshmi Bar.
Punit, also bring the money, huh? This payment next time. Huh.
I'll hawala it
Okay.
to you. Yeah. Bye,
Okay.
All right. Thank you,
Bye,
guys.
ladies. Have a good
Bye.
night.
Good night. Good night. Bye bye.